Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, Ms. Clauser, what we have in front of us is just the one-page summary, the agenda summary. I guess I would like clarification. Previous board action, it talks about an approval with Medco Health Solutions that was an effective date of 1/1/2004. So has that contract, the lapse, I think, of which you just referred, has that been the only contract in place? In other words, we're under the same contract that happened in '04, and it's been for 4 years?
Yes, yes.
So when we're looking down at the recommended board action, talking about a renewal effective 1/1/07, how does that figure in?
The original contract was 104, and then it would have renewed in 107.
So it was a 3-year contract?
Yes.
See, this doesn't clarify that. This doesn't tell us this was a 3-year contract. It began 1/1/04. It can see. I think what we need on something as significant as this, and I'm glad that Supervisor McCowen chose to pull this for discussion. I think the board needs more information, because I think we need the scenario more fully developed vis-a-vis. This was a contract, it was a 3-year contract, here were the effective dates, there was a lapse, and here's the reason there was a lapse. So I'm unclear from the information provided us, both in your verbal clarification in this one page, what are we really if we approve this today that says effective 1/1/07, what is the time period? It doesn't say here we're approving it for a year or 2 or 3.
And I apologize for that. The attachments, I assume that you also see those, which is in the contract itself. So I was not aware that you don't get that also. So I will be more conscientious of that on the next agenda you'll be seeing in regards to these contracts. But it is sent to the clerk of the board's office. County council signs it. The CEO's office signs it. Risk management signs it. Everybody reviews the contract and has signed it for its appropriateness. So what you were renewing is a contract retroactively to 1/07, and it's going to go through for 1 more year this year, and it's going to be renewed again next year. This particular Medco contract. What you're agreeing to is our potential share of cost for our employees' prescription drug benefit, and that is an estimated amount.
Yeah, I understand. So we would be the motion or the action requested of us is for the retroactivity for just 1 year or also 08, 09. I mean,
the retroactivity of the original renewal date of the contract, which was 1/1/07, to go through to 1/1, and I apologize, I don't have it in front of me, 1/1/10? Yes, 2010.
So this
December 31st, 2009. You will see it again in January of 2010.
Okay, so we are actually acting on a 3-year contract.
Yes, you are.
07, 08, and
Yes.
the majority of 09,
Yes.
right? Okay. So I guess then what we really need is we need to figure out a procedure whereby, and I can understand the voluminous nature of the paper we already receive, perhaps precludes us from getting absolutely every document, because the packets we get now are already quite dense. And, you know, if we got absolutely every single document, it might, I don't know that that's where we want to go with it, in short, to phrase that differently. But I think that we need to be clear then from the agenda summary when we're getting the full document, when we're not, because obviously this is a significant item, and I think we need to be clear when we're acting on something what we're acting on. And
absolutely. And you will have a few more of these coming your way, so I'll make sure that you have more information in the agenda summary. Excuse me.
Thank you.
Okay.
John?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So the funding is both for the employee health plan and the retiree health plan.
Yes.
Do we have a breakdown on approximately how much we expect each to cost? And does that cost come out of the same pot of money or different pots of money? And if so, what are those?
We do have a breakdown of that. Our health plan consultant, Borden Darm of Mercer, when he does our projections for the year, he factors in the estimated cost of prescription drug benefits for both separately for the employee plan and then separate for the retirement plan. They are 2 complete separate pools of money. This is the total cost to Medco that I put in there, I put the grand total because the contract is in fact for both plans. And that total that you're looking at is based on the projected costs of both plans. I don't have the breakdown of which portion is retirement, which portion is employee, but we do have those numbers, and we know, we're very clear as to what they are. The money for the employee plan comes from, is shared, that cost is shared between the employees and the county. So that's shared between the Board of Supervisors and our employees. The retirement plan is currently, as long as we have excess earning, is funded by the retirement system currently.
And currently, do we have excess earnings?
That would be a retirement system question right now.
And then if we don't?
Then the county is responsible for that. 50% of the cost.
So potentially, we could be obligating the county to $1 or $2 million. We don't know how much.
Yes, and we're always the county is always responsible for that amount of money. That's what the contract's for, and that's why I brought it before you, so that you're aware of that. You're aware of that cost.
And just to clarify, it sounds like the original contract expired at the end of 2006.
Correct.
And was there any renewal built into that contract?
Yes.
Or have we just...
We've been working off an expired contract. Medco had and was looking at the contract language and made some changes, legal changes to the contract itself.
But the renewal would have been for a one-year period, or?
We try to go longer because you want to lock in a rate so they don't raise it every year.
But we're going back and doing this retroactively, so it, you know, it kind of sounds like we've just been floating along based on the same terms as the previous contract.
Yes, yes.
And, you know, and then given that we have been floating along for a couple of years, and please correct me if that interpretation isn't fair, it seems like it wouldn't be any great problem if we put this off for an additional week or whatever time it takes to provide us with the breakdown on how much money is attributed to which portion of the plan and how much comes out of which pot of money, and what is the expectation that there will be excess earnings to fund the retiree portion of it. Because I would like to have that information before moving forward.
I would be happy to provide that to you separately. I would encourage you to make a decision today on this, because what Medco does for us is, and they're not holding this hostage, it's just they're ready to send us money. We receive from Medco rebates on on prescription drugs. And so we have about $120,000 sitting out there that as soon as this contract is signed by the board, which I require the board to approve this and sign this, they will send us that money, which is money that goes into our county health plan. It goes into funding our reserve. So we're really, as the health plan administrator, I'm anxious to receive that money. So I would encourage you to support this today. And however, I would still be very happy to give you the information. Some of it is on our Human Resources website right now, and I would it's information that's out there and is available. All the bargaining units have it. The board members prior to the two new ones here today have had that information. I'd be happy to give it to you.
Would you be able to provide that information? It sounds like it's readily available.
I could do it today.
Well, could you do it by the end of business today?
Yes, I
Perhaps
can.
we can put this item down to the bottom of the agenda.
Sure. I have that available.
I'd really like to see that before moving forward. It just seems prudent.
So for clarification, you're looking for the breakdown of that, the 4.2 million?
Breakdown of cost and at least some kind of snapshot opinion of where we are with regard to excess earnings and whatever potential risk that the county would be obligating itself to having to pay the full cost.
In regards to answering your question about excess earnings, that is